Alright, I just posted my little speed paint discussion talking about how Balto wasn't a villain, and this probably won't go up for several days or even a week after, but I realized that not many people may know what happened to Balto after the serum run, him and his team. Of the 12 dogs that ran on that team, only, I think it was either 5 or 6. Fuck, I can't do the math in my head actually survived to have their names written down, but that's because they were the ones who survived to make it to the Cleveland Zoo. And you may be wondering, why was a team of Alaskan Siberian Huskies in a zoo in Ohio? It's really a sad story. After the serum run, there was this whole media circus around this team because obviously they brought the serum into Nome. They were brought down to the lower 48 with their driver, Gunnar Kaysen, and they did a vaudeville tour. They made a movie, but somewhere along the way, Kaysen returned to Alaska or just left, I can't remember which, and they ended up in a dye museum, and basically what this was, it was a dark, hot room where they were tied to their sled 24/7, and people would pay a dime to get in and see these oddities. And this oddity was this team of hero Siberian Huskies. They were hot, they just weren't really well cared for, and they would have died there. And seeing as a good chunk of the dogs did disappear, that's kind of my theory, is they did just sort of die in the dye museum. We don't really know what happened to the missing dogs, but the dogs that were left at this point, when this Cleveland businessman came in, was Balto and Fox, the original leaders of the team. And then Billy, Cy, Alaska Slim, Mock Talk, and Tilly. So those were the dogs that were left of the original 12. So this businessman was like, hey, I want to save these Huskies. He goes back to Cleveland, they raise a bunch of money, the dogs are bought, and they're taken to the zoo, where they basically live out the rest of their days. So when I say Balto had the shorter end of the stick as far as life after the serum run, I was not kidding. He spent quite a bit of time, miserable. And I guess you could say the end of his life was okay, because he lived it basically being the town's pet. Everyone loved these dogs. And when he was actually sick and dying, children would call the zoo wondering how Balto is. So, yeah, that's what happened to them after the serum run.